I would first like to thank everyone for being here. The extended families of the Kresge class of 2011, the wonderful staff of Kresge, the esteemed professors that have joined us today, and my creepy history teacher from sophomore year. Thank you all for joining me today, and for committing to remain in these folding chairs for the next hour and a half. When I woke up this morning, I donned my cap and gown, looked in the mirror, and felt proud. Usually, when you're wearing a robe at 6 p.m., it means you've given up. Today, it means we've accomplished something, even if that something is being in direct sunlight after partying since Tuesday. I remember first getting to Santa Cruz, being embarrassed at driving up to campus with my terribly dorky parents, somehow not thinking about how everyone was driving up to campus with their terribly dorky parents. Now, I stand before you, 4 years later, embarrassing my parents by having their terribly dorky college graduate move in with them. Nothing beats the feeling of success. We've learned things here in our time at Santa Cruz. How the city buses won't take you around campus, but instead will kidnap you down to Pacific Avenue, where the dude with the dreadlock beard will ask you for pizza money. We've later learned that the very same bus will leave you stranded on Pacific Avenue without your ID sticker, no matter how badly your sadistic Spanish teacher will humiliate you for being late. We've learned that when put on the spot, in front of our Spanish 3 class, we will stutter and say things like, "Ayer manejo mi cara a la escuela," which roughly translates to, "Yesterday, I drive my face to school." We've learned that our peers are mostly forgiving, even when they laugh at us for that. We've learned that the Village is more than that Joaquin Phoenix film, but is also an alternative housing community. And we've learned that the Village people in this context are not clean-cut costumed gay men, but are actually that dude with the dreadlock beard downtown who asked you for pizza money. As Kresge students, we have all learned that we made the right choice by not living at Crown or Merrill. Because yeah, not about that hill. We've learned that the Kresge Food Co-op is never open when you actually want it, or want snacks. And we've learned that some showers have 2 heads. Why? To build community. My first community was Napa, California, where the rolling hills are covered in grapevines, stretching out for acres in the sun. The tallest building in Napa is maybe 3 stories high, so you can imagine my surprise when I was thrown into the damp Redwood Mountains, living in a dark tower in Kresge East. I felt like a pasty mole person, scuttling from building to building in perpetual darkness. On my way to class, I would spy other pasty mole people and raise a small, pale claw in greeting. I learned to make friends this way. We have all made so many friends while at UCSC, both from hometowns near our own and from faraway exotic locales, like San Diego or Merced. I've met people from other cultural backgrounds here and have crossed language barriers to engage with my friends. Coming from the not-so-diverse Napa County, you can imagine my surprise when I opened my roommate's books one day and discovered they were all written in Canadian. I have since become fluent in the language, so it's worked out. Looking at the program today, I am surprised at how many of us there are. I'm surprised at how many of us made it through 4 years at the same university together. I'm surprised at how many of you worked so hard, earning double majors and minors, and received awards for things I've never even heard of. I see so many proud parents on this field. Some of you smiling, some of you crisping in the sun or holding your hat in the wind, and all of you trying to figure out how to use the zoom feature on your cameras. I remember when college seemed like something so far away, so alien. I thought I would be a different person once I got to university, like my head would magically grow a beanie, and my closet would fill with business casual sweaters the moment I arrived on campus. I thought of myself as a grungier Reese Witherspoon from Legally Blonde. I planned on growing 4 more inches and developing a penchant for reading dense theoretical texts while reclining on grassy fields. Oh, this, I would say. This is just some French neo-functionalist critique of the ideological interpolation of the modern individual as a social combatant. No, I'm just reading this for fun. Beans. What do you mean I'm sitting in beans? I did not grow any more inches, and I learned that when you're intent on looking as though you're just casually reading Foucault on the lawn, it's easy to not notice that you're sitting in deer poop. And, while I never carried my notebook to class in a pink Prada purse, I learned, as so many of us learned, that chrome bags will make you cool even if you aren't. To my peers, I can't really see you because of the setup here, but I can feel you anxiously vibrating to the side of me, eager to walk across the stage and into a new life and seat. Well, first you have to turn around and go back to your new bleacher seat and then navigate the lawn in heels, but then you can walk into a new life. I know it's hard to imagine living in a city larger and more vibrant than Santa Cruz, but it's a big world out there. To conclude my conclusion, don't worry, the economy is booming, everyone is hiring, and people are practically throwing jobs at undergrads right now. Yeah. You wrote your thesis on gender dynamics and racism in Spider-Man 2? That's fine, employers will love that. I chose to major in modern literature because living off of top ramen and bone marrow donation money has always been a dream of mine. To conclude my conclusion, that I began concluding previously to concluding this conclusion, Kresge class of 2011, I would like you to take a few moments to look at one another. To your left, a future doctor. To your right, a fiery social activist. To your sort of right, but kind of diagonal, that one chick you hung out with the second week of school but never talked to again. Look at her now. It's been 4 years. Kresge, you stand here today among this world's future doctors, activists, and Walmart greeters. Stand tall. As UCSC alumnus Abraham Lincoln once said, whatever you are, be a good one. My fellow Kresgians, my Kreggers, do more than that. Be the best one. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. And now, our 2011 Commencement Committee.
Emily Allen Andersen, Modern Literary Studies. Elias